Okay, let's unpack this. Sometimes history isn't in the grand monuments, right? It's hidden in plain sight, in places you might just walk past.
Exactly. And today, we're looking at one of those places, Nishisugamo, in Tokyo's Toshima ward.
Right. It might seem like just another Tokyo district on the map, but when you dig a little deeper.
Oh, it's this incredible living tapestry. You've got threads from ancient travel routes, echoes from wartime, and just these quiet, powerful stories of resilience. It goes back centuries.
And we've been digging through quite a bit for this. Historical blogs, city planning docs, cultural analyses, even notes from local walking tours.
Yeah, a real mix. And the goal today really is to pull out those key insights, those surprising little facts, the hidden gems that make Nishisugamo's story so compelling.
We want to bring it alive for you, the listener, show you why it's such a rewarding place to explore, maybe feel its soul a bit.
Absolutely. Beyond just the surface level.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning, way back. Picture Nishisugamo long ago, not this bustling city.
Right? Think quieter, more pastoral almost. There's even local lore suggesting the name came from ducks nesting near a big pond.
Ducks. That paints a picture very different from today.
Totally different. But even then, it wasn't just empty land. It became really important quite early on.
How so?
Well, primarily because of the Nakasendo. This was a major highway back in the Edo period.
Ah, one of the big five routes.
Exactly. Connecting Nihonbashi in Edo, modern Tokyo, out towards Kyoto. And it cut right through Nishisugamo.
So it became a natural starting point.
Precisely. It developed as a crucial resting spot, a post town they called it, for travelers heading between Nihonbashi and the next major stop, Itabashi-shuku.
And can you still sense that history today?
You absolutely can, which is fascinating. If you walk along parts of Route 17, that's the modern road following the old Nakasendo path,
Okay.
you can spot these little time fingerprints. Maybe old house foundations that line up with ancient maps or tiny shrines tucked away. And notice the alleys. Those winding, narrow side streets, many of them directly follow the original footpaths and cart tracks. It's like the old road is still imprinted on the modern city grid.
Wow, walking an Edo-era path without even realizing it. So beyond travel, Nishisugamo also has this strong spiritual side, right? The teramachi or temple town aspect.
Yes, that's another defining layer. It's quite striking how many temples are concentrated there.
How did that happen? Why so many in one place?
It wasn't organic growth, really. It was more about Tokyo's development. Between the late Meiji and Taisho periods, so early 20th century,
Right.
there was a massive relocation effort. Temples from crowded central districts like Shimatani, Yotsuya, Koshikawa were moved out to Nishisugamo.
A planned relocation.
Essentially, yes,
Yeah.
part of broader urban planning. And these temples often ended up clustering together, frequently around shared cemeteries. It created this very distinctive landscape you still see today. The city literally reshaped its spiritual geography.
That's incredible. And these temples, they aren't just buildings, are they? They hold stories.
Oh, absolutely. Living archives, really. Some of the stories are quite dramatic, deeply human. This is where it gets really interesting.
Okay, I'm ready. Give me an example.
Let's start with Saihoji. It has this rather grim nickname, Throwing In Temple, or Najikomi Dera.
Throwing in? What does that mean?
It was where the less fortunate members of Edo society were often buried. People who died on the road, executed criminals, even courtesans from the pleasure districts, those without families or means.
So a place for the forgotten, in a way.
Exactly. But there was compassion there, too. A priest at Saihoji, known as Dōtetsu, made it his mission to give these souls a proper burial. His grave is there.
A compassionate figure.
Very much so. And his story gets tangled with another fascinating legend, that of Takao Tayū.
Ah, the famous courtesan from Yoshiwara.
The very same, one of the highest ranking. Her connection to Saihoji is wrapped in mystery. Some stories say a powerful lord executed her cruelly.
Grim.
But other versions whisper about a secret, maybe even tender bond between her and Dōtetsu the priest.
Really? A priest and a top courtesan?
The intrigue deepens because both their graves are found near each other at Saihoji, close to a copper lantern that's actually inscribed Throwing In Temple and Dōtetsu.
No way.
And one legend claims Takao specifically wished to be buried near him, possibly because he'd bravely intervened for her with that lord. It hints at this unlikely love story.
That's incredible. A hidden romance born out of compassion.
It's a compelling thought, isn't it? And here's a real hidden gem detail. Look at the Jizo statues marking their graves. Dōtetsu is described as handsome, quite noble-looking.
Okay.
Takao's, though, is often called terrible or crude by comparison. It makes you wonder, what was the stone carver thinking? Was it a commentary? Just artistic skill difference. Adds another layer to the mystery.
Wow, history literally carved in stone, open to interpretation. What other temple tales does Nishisugamo hold?
Well, nearby you have Myōgyoji. This is where you'll find the grave of Oiwa-san.
The Oiwa from the ghost story, Yotsuya Kaidan.
That's the one. One of Japan's most famous ghost stories. Her grave is right here. And the interesting detail is her posthumous Buddhist name.
What about it?
It includes an Ingo, which is a special title usually reserved for very high-ranking people, like nobility or emperors.
For Oiwa, why?
Well, the story goes that her vengeful spirit was so persistent, causing so much trouble, that significant donations were made to the temple to grant her this high-status name. It was believed this finally appeased her curse.
Appeasing a ghost with a fancy title and donations? Amazing. Who else?
Then there's Seionji. Here lies Shinmon Tatsugoro. He was a Kyuakaku, sort of a chivalrous commoner, a tough guy with a code of honor.
Okay.
But he wasn't just any tough guy. He served as a bodyguard to Tokugawa Yoshinobu.
The last shogun.
The very last one. And get this, Tatsugoro's daughter actually became one of Yoshinobu's concubines. Shows how complex those social hierarchies could be.
A commoner bodyguard whose daughter becomes the shogun's consort? That's quite a story.
It really is. And one more quick stop, Zenyoji. It's famous for its absolutely massive statue of Enma, the king of hell, one of Edo's 3 great Enmas.
Whoa.
Plus, the grave of the celebrated potter Ogata Kenzan is there too. So you get this mix of the fearsome underworld judge and a master artist in one place.
It's incredible. These temples are just packed with stories, love, vengeance, power, art. Are there any, everyday hidden gems across these temple grounds, something more tangible from the past?
Yes, actually. Something easily missed. Look around the temple grounds, often tucked away near the back or sides. Many of them still have and use these old hand pump wells.
Really? Like functional wells?
Totally functional. For washing hands, watering plants. It's a direct working link to daily life in the Meiji and Taisho eras, maybe 100 years ago. Quiet little glimpse into how things were done.
That's a fantastic detail. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Moving from ancient paths and temples to Nishisugamo's more recent history, which seems quite poignant, marked by big changes and conflict.
Yes. The 20th century brought profound transformations. And you really can't discuss modern Nishisugamo without talking about Sugamo Prison.
Right. That looms large.
Built way back in 1885, it became infamous after World War II as the place where Class A war criminals were tried and executed. Figures like Hideki Tojo.
A very heavy history. Is there anything left of it?
Surprisingly, yes. And this is a real hidden gem. Underneath the modern Sunshine City Mall.
Sunshine City, the big complex in Akabukuro, isn't that nearby?
Exactly. Deep down in the B2 level parking lot, there's a special glass floor panel. Look through it and you can see a preserved 28-meter section of the prison's original foundations.
No way. You can actually see parts of Sugamo Prison.
You can. The old cypress wood pilings, even some original iron shackles embedded in the concrete. It's quite jarring, actually.
I bet. That's incredible. Any other ways the prison's memory lives on?
There are. Some local antique shops, like one called Sabida Jitensha, do something unique. They offer prison curry.
Prison curry?
Yeah, using old war-era aluminum dishes, and apparently following the actual recipe served in the prison on Thursdays. It's an experience.
Wow, talk about immersive history.
And then there's the Rengitokai, the Brick Lantern Festival, first Wednesday of every month on the Sugamo Jizodori shopping street. Residents light lanterns made from actual salvaged prison bricks.
Bricks from the prison.
Yes, and many of them still have prisoner codes inscribed on them. It's the community's way of remembering and maybe transforming that difficult past into light.
That's incredibly powerful, such a tangible connection. Did the war leave other kinds of echoes?
It did, even in sound. During the war, around 1944, the Army Aeronautical Research Department was based in Nishisugamo.
What did they do?
A key task was analyzing engine sounds, specifically from enemy B-29 bombers. And locals apparently remembered testing the Zero Fighter's engine, the Sakai-21. Its vibrations made shop windows rattle at a specific frequency, 87 hertz apparently.
That's specific. Can you still find traces of that era?
You can. In Nishisugamo Dani Park, there are still underground bunkers from that time. And inside, students carved air raid shelter poetry onto the walls.
Poetry in a bunker. That's heartbreakingly human.
It really is. And nearby, there's a cafe, Kisatan Mountain, that's done something quite quirky. They've recreated a sort of acoustic lab.
Like the armies?
Kind of.
Yeah.
You can listen to engine sound spectra. Or try their Zero Fighter coffee, which is supposedly designed to make your spoon vibrate at that specific 87 hertz frequency.
A vibrating coffee spoon. Okay, that's definitely a unique hidden gem.
Right.
What about the washi paper balloons, the ones meant to be bombs?
Ah, yes, the Fugo balloon bombs. Another complex wartime story with a hidden twist of resilience. There's a workshop, the Kami Tochin Atelier, a paper lantern place.
Okay.
They actually have remnants of original 1944 paper balloons. These things were huge, like 10 meters in diameter.
Wow.
And if you do one of their workshops making a memory lantern, they use replica war washi paper. But look close.
What should I look for?
You might notice faint traces of purple milk vetch dye mixed into the paper fibers.
Purple dye. Why?
It's believed the women forced to make these balloons secretly added it. Milk vetch, or astragalus, is often associated with peace and protection. It was their quiet, hidden symbol of hope woven right into the weapons themselves.
That is incredibly poignant, a secret act of resistance. So bringing all this together, the ancient paths, the temples, the prison, the war echoes. How does this all feed into Nishisugamo today? What's the vibe now?
It all flows into this really vibrant community spirit and even its natural beauty. History isn't just past tense here, it's present.
Like with the cherry blossoms, I read something about that.
Exactly. Japan's most famous cherry tree variety, the Some Yoshino, its origin story is right here, in the old Some village area of Nishisugamo.
The Some Yoshino started here.
Cultivated right here. And there's this beautiful metaphor. Some of these older revived trees actually show unique burn scar annual rings from wartime damage, but they secrete this healing sap, like the community itself.
That's beautiful. How can visitors connect with that?
Wander the quiet residential streets near Samai Cemetery. You'll find these lovely family-run horticultural shops, like Sumi NJ. They might even be descendants of the original cultivators. They know their stuff.
Talk to the experts.
Definitely. And if you're there in April, apparently on the first full moon night, there's the local tree doctor examination ritual. Some say you can literally hear the heartbeat of the cherry trees then.
Hear the tree's heartbeat. Okay.
And for a taste, try the onsen sakura mochi at a place called Cafe Sakura Mori. It's made with rice, softened by local hot spring water. Very unique.
History, nature, flavor, it's all connected. What about the famous shopping street, Jizodori?
Ah, Sugamo Jizodori. That's the bustling heart, pure Shitamachi old downtown charm. Great energy, lots of locals, but increasingly popular with visitors too.
What should people look for there besides the atmosphere?
Look for the traditional snacks. Find old shops selling dango, those round rice dumplings on a stick. Their shape is often said to symbolize family unity.
Nice symbol.
Or try shio daifuku. That's a mochi dumpling that's both sweet from the red bean paste inside and salty from the mochi wrapper. Locals connect it to the ups and downs of life, that blend of bitterness and sweetness. And both snacks are often linked to the local Kishimojin faith, a deity who protects families and children.
Food telling a story again. And that resilience we talked about. Does that spirit still define the community?
I think it really does, especially remembering how they rebuilt after the devastating Tokyo air raid in 1945. It was this incredible spirit of self-help and mutual aid, neighbors helping neighbors.
And you can still feel that.
You can. Pop into a kisaten, one of those wonderful old-fashioned coffee shops. They're more than just cafes. They're community hubs, places people connect.
Right.
Or just chat with the shopkeepers and the Nishisugamo Shoikai, the local merchants association. You'll often find this genuine warmth, this persistent community feeling. It's a heartbeat.
It sounds like a place with real soul. Any
Right.
final super hidden gem for the really keen observer?
Okay, for the truly dedicated history hunter, somewhere on a staircase, I can't say exactly where, that's part of the fun, there's an extremely rare intact manhole cover.
A manhole cover.
But not just any manhole cover. It's from the Tokyo-fu Kita-Toshima-gun Nishisugamo-machi era. That means it predates 1932, before Nishisugamo became part of Toshima Ward. A tiny, tangible piece of forgotten administration, literally underfoot.
That's brilliant. A perfect example of history hiding in plain sight. So, wrapping this up, what does this journey through Nishisugamo really tell us?
I think it shows that Nishisugamo isn't just a place to, tick off a list. It's a place to feel. It's a living museum, layered with history, yes, but also pulsing with this quiet resilience and enduring community spirit.
Every street, every temple, maybe even every snack has a story.
Exactly. It demonstrates so beautifully that history isn't locked away in museums. It's embedded right in the fabric of a place, the street names, the trees, the food, the way people interact.
You just need to know how to look and listen, maybe.
Look, listen, and maybe feel. Every corner has a story, but you need that openness to connect with it. And perhaps the real hidden gem of Nishisugamo isn't one specific thing you can photograph.
What is it then?
Maybe it's the realization itself. The understanding that a community's soul, its identity, isn't just forged in big, dramatic events. It's built slowly, generation after generation, through countless small, everyday acts of resilience, compassion, and connection.
That's a really powerful thought to end on, a call to look beyond the surface.
Absolutely. So if you find yourself near Nishisugamo, don't just pass through. Immerse yourself a little. Seek out these layers.
Maybe even, as some local guides suggest, carry a white astragalus flower, that milk vetch again, as a quiet sign of respect and understanding for the spirit of the place.
A lovely gesture. A way to show you're there not just to see, but to connect.